Hello, everyone. This is Anne, and you are at our Zoom. First Zoom of February. And excited to have you guys here. And we have a lot to cover tonight, so I'm just going to rock it out. And at the end, we can talk about World Tour or anything like that you guys have questions on. It feels like there's just so much going on with Scentsy right now. Like I just saw a call that they're gonna do for certified consultants. That Scentsy's gonna do a Zoom call, which is great. Like they've never done that before, so it's fun to see that they're taking some steps up in training as well as awesome new incentives like we just got, right? This Reach for the Beach is what we're going to talk about today. Hope you guys all had a fantastic, you know what we should do? I muted you all. But congratulations to any of you that earn the fall-winter incentive. Very cool if you're going to be cruising or if you're going to be going to Anaheim. I'm picking Anaheim so that it doesn't break the bank because I want to make sure that I go to that as well. So hope that you guys are having a blast and going to have a blast. That's what I should say. So tonight we're going to talk about reaching for the beach because we want to make sure that you guys are earning these awesome, incredible trips that Scentsy is offering for us. They used to do multiple travel incentive trips right when I started, and February 8th, whoa, that's this week, it'll be 9 years for me. And I remember them doing like 2 or 3 trips a year, and then they went down to 1. So it's fun to see them having it back, that there's more than just the 1 trip. And I think it's going to help our teams and keeping them focused all year long versus just the one time during our busiest year. Okay, my phone is driving me bonkers. Sorry, I gotta unplug it here. Okay, so we're going to start talking about Reach for the Beach. We're going to talk about how you can earn it with your points. And I have a fun little way that you guys can help your new team members when you sign people up, because I think the majority of people will have to add new people to their front line to get this trip. Not that you have to add a ton. Some of you might just need to add 1 or 2, but I think we'll all want to add, we all should be adding 2 a month. Is kind of what Becca Levi has always said, 2,000 in PRV and 2 new recruits a month, and that will get you doctor pay within 2 years. So looking at it like that, it's like, okay, then we should be recruiting each and every month, right? Okay, so I have a sheet for that now. If you're on Jennifer's team, she also has it as well, and she will post it on her group page so that all the leaders can grab it from there. And then I already posted it on my team page. So if you need to reference it, it's from that, and to look through it if you want. But we're just going to go really quickly through that sheet because it's very self-explanatory, and if you have questions you can either ask myself or Jennifer and we will definitely help you. So looking over the incentive, we have not heard which beach we will be on, but I have a feeling that we might be one that we would be returning, maybe, I don't know, just a hunch. So that 20,000 points to go by yourself, or 24,000 for you and a guest. Either 4,000 need to be other than personal sales, or 48 for a trip for 2. So not terrible at all. When we start to look down, and what we want everyone to do is to kind of figure out where they are and map out a plan of how we're going to get there. So you can earn the trip by monthly sales, building your team, and personal promotions. Paid at title. How important is being paid at title? It's very, 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 very important. And then PRV consistency, points, and sensational start. Those are the biggest ways that you can earn, or those are the ways that you can earn the trip. So if we go back, obviously PRV, every dollar is a point. You can't earn it by just PRV, so you do need to earn it with other personal points. But that is great, because if you just do $500 a month for the next 6 months, you have half of that already taken care of. So you could add 2 new people, or you could get paid at title, and boom, you have that taken care of, and then the rest could be sales, or the rest could be adding new team members. Whatever your forte is, you work towards that for yourself. Okay, building a team. If you sponsor someone between February 1st and July 31st, you're going to get 1,000 PRV once they hit certified. And I believe that happens after we get paid commissions, or after they run commissions the next month. So typically you won't see it happen right away on your trip tracker, but you'll see it happen. Sponsoring. Also this month, if you sign someone up and they put a $200 order in the first month, then they get the $1,000 or the 1,000 point PRV, or oh my gosh, the 1,000 point bonus. So that's really cool, because a lot of the people that are going to be just starting maybe won't hit lead by February 1st, because obviously February 1st is past. So they won't be able to get paid at the consistency for their title, but they will earn that extra 1,000 points, which is very nice of Scentsy to do that. Personal promotions. If you can promote to either like star, superstar, director, star director, you get buka points. So that is also a really great way. And the best to do that is to keep recruiting and to keep growing your business and frontline, but also teaching your frontline to do that as well, so that every single person in your group is growing. It can be done. I think with this incentive, we're going to see a lot more summer promotions than we've seen in the past. So that'll be really exciting to see. It'd be awesome to see a superstar director promote out in like June or July. I think that would be pretty phenomenal. Getting paid at title. You do need to hit lead consultant by February 1st. So if you have not hit lead yet, that doesn't mean that you can't earn this trip by any means. You will still be able to earn the trip, but you just won't get the paid at title for the 5 out of 6 months. So those points will just be needed to be done either by PRV or sponsoring a new person, that sort of thing. Paid at title. How important is it to be paid at title? And a lot of times what I'm seeing in my organization is that people are like not putting their $500 in for, like, if they are a leader and they're not putting the $500 in, they won't get paid at that title. I'm seeing that happen a lot. Or active frontline. Maybe they have the numbers but not the active frontline. So really make sure that you have more frontline than you need to get paid at your title. So if you need 2 active frontline, make sure that you have like 4, so that you make sure every month that at least half of your team is putting in an order. There's a superstar director rank. PRV consistency. So if you do 500 PRV or more a month, then you're going to get bonus points there at 2,500. So that's a really, really great thing to strive for. And doing the 500 every single month is just a great leadership role that you just take, and you plan on having that every single month. You could probably earn the trip by just doing 500 PRV a month. I would never be able to earn that trip because I need to recruit to get more. I think adding more team members is going to be easier than finding 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 PRV a month. I think it's easier to just train and recruit people and get them to get certified and then get on them to do their sensational start. So that's totally up to you guys and how you feel that you work your business the best. Okay, so I kind of want to know, and maybe in the chat bar on the side, you guys can let us know where you are, whether you're a lead, star, superstar consultant, I wrote out 3 examples because every single person that is listening to this call is going to have a way different outcome and a way different story on how to get your points. So roughly, I'd love to know where you guys are at so that we can kind of see where we're at, right? Kind of have to have a starting point. So if you guys, if mine is to the side, otherwise there's on the bottom, it says chat. If you click on that, Director Q, Superstar, Consultant, awesome. Thank you, ladies. And if you're on your phone, you probably won't be able to do that. So that's won't work for you guys there, but awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start with lead because I feel that if I start in one place, then it actually coincides with the other titles. So the biggest takeaway is that when I was doing this and looking at the numbers is if you consistently do, 2,000 PRV a month for the next 6 months, you get quite a bit of points. So 2,000 times 6 is the 12,000. So you'd get 12,000 points there if you did 2,000 PRV. The cool thing about doing 2,000 PRV is we get that extra 5% paid commission. So you're getting $600 per month for sure on your 2,000 PRV. You'll get the consistency for the PRV, which is at 2,500, which is awesome. And then I had this person, because I'm just, throwing it out there, that this person was consistently paid at lead title, and maybe they, advanced, but for just this instance, they've got paid at consistency, so they would get another 2,500. Okay, so already you're at 17, which is pretty fantastic when you only need to be at 20. Okay, so then you get, also when you get paid at your title every single month, you're going to get points for doing that. So getting paid at lead title, so every single month you got paid out as a lead, so you had one or more people sponsored underneath you that went active, and you hit your numbers, then you would get paid at that title. So you'd get 300 times 6, so 18. So now you're at 1880, which is pretty fantastic. So to get level 1 of the incentive trip, you get 1 new consultant and sponsor them and help them get to sensational start level 1. You'd be at your 20,000 points and 300. So sweet, you already earned level 1. So you get 200,000 PRV, you're consistent with your title, and you add 1 new person and you help them and encourage them to get to sensational start level 1. Okay, that is how a lead consultant can earn that trip. Let's say this lead consultant wants to earn level 2, so she wants to take someone with her or him. Then you need to sponsor 3 new consultants, so do everything before, and then sponsor 3 new consultants, so 2 more, and then have them hit, have 2 of the 3 hit level 2 for sensational start. Okay, that will bump you to 25,300. Boom, got it. Okay, so 3 people in the next 6 months. Pretty obtainable. Another way I looked at it is if this person, if the lead promoted to star, you would be able to earn it for level 1. Okay, or if this lead went to star and recruited 2 people and they got certified, you'd have the trip for 2. So you kind of have to look at it like, where are you in your business and how can you make it so that this can make it work, because it can. Okay, so I'm going to do, the next is the star. Again, doing the 2,000 PRV a month, having the consistency, that brings you to the 14,500. We're going to say that this consultant was a star consultant and got paid at star consultant for the 6 months. That's 2,400 more points. And then you get on top of that the consistency, because you got paid every single month. Whether it's higher or just at star, you can bounce up and you can go back down, but wherever you start, if you get paid higher than that, then that would work for the consistency. So there's another 2,500. So you're at 19,400. You need to be at 20. Okay. So then let's say that star, one way to do it to get level 1 is to do, promote to superstar consultant. Okay, so if you are training your team and you're working with your team and having everyone place orders and sponsor, then you can promote to superstar consultant. That would get you 3,000 points. So then you would have level 1. Another option is if you did everything in the front, promote to superstar consultant, that's 3,000 points. Add one new consultant, that's another 1,000, and then hit level 2 of sensational start, that's another 1,000. You're at 24,400. Boom! Hit it for level 2. Okay? Let's say you aren't have the team that you can promote to superstar or consultant, but you are growing your front line. So this would be another way to do it, is 4 new consultants within the next 6 months. That'll get you 4,000 points. And you get 2 of those consultants to hit level 2 of sensational start. That would get you at 25,400. So lots of different ways to work this. Plus, I had another option for this star consultant. If you would bump up your PRV a month to 25 a month, you'd be at 22,400. So there's just so many different ways to completely look at this. Okay. We're going to do superstar consultant next. And Amanda, you probably have already done your numbers and your math. But again, if you do the 2,000 PRV, that's the 1,200. The consistency is 2,500. You're paid as a superstar consultant for the next 6 months. You would be 3,000 points more. You're paid at your consistency. That's 2,500, and you've earned the trip. So that superstar consultant, like if you can just maintain what you're doing, do your parties, do your fundraisers, do all of that, that would be huge for you to earn the trip for level 1. If you can add a few new consultants, let's say add 2 new consultants and have them train them and help them and earn level 2 of shooting star or shooting start, then you would be level 2. So you'd be 24,500, which is fantastic. Okay, adding 2 people, training them, helping them, getting them off to a great start, then you would earn the trip for 2. If you promote to director during that time, you would earn the trip for 2. Okay, so not terrible that just having the 2,000 PRV a month is kind of where you have to sit. So that's that. Questions? I mean, we could go through so many different scenarios, but I think if you talk to your director and or your superstar director, myself or Jennifer, we'd be happy to help you. I think going over every single option could get really boring. So I'm not gonna. Those are the 3 examples that I shared with you. So play it out. I wrote it out so that I could see exactly what I was doing. So I'd be happy to help you guys do that as well. So you know exactly where you are. But the biggest thing is really strive for that 2,000 PRV or 2,500 if you can do it. I know Jennifer and I were talking about it, and I was like, well, if you could get a fundraiser, we started planning out different topics for the next 6 months for these Zoom calls, and we were talking about fundraisers, like when should we talk about fundraisers? And I'm like, oh, fundraisers are so big, like they'd be like, we always think about Christmas, like, oh, they're so awesome for Christmas, but they're really great for the spring too. I was looking back at my last year's fundraisers, and I had one in March and it was over 2,000. So I mean, this is your time now to start researching other organizations that need the money for your fundraisers. Because this is a perfect opportunity for them and a perfect opportunity for you to earn a trip to Mexico. But even just doing 500 more a month, if you do 2,000, you get 12. But if you do 25, you get 15. So that extra 3,000 points can sure add up when you're getting down to the bottom, okay? Or even if you can swing it for the first 3 months, February, March, April. February is 10% off. March is a brand new catalog. April, everyone starts to really come out of the woodwork here in Minnesota in April. And all of a sudden my April, like I look back at my numbers, and April is kind of when I get back into the groove of like my business. But now this year I can't wait for April. I have to start now because I want to earn this trip. So really focus on the 2,000. And the other thing to really focus on is adding team members. I just think of like, okay, so we really have never had this ginormous focus on adding team members to get into an incentive. So if we add those team members and maybe they, get going in April, May, June, whatever, but they're going to be there for the fall incentive. So it's just like totally leading them up to perfect success for the fall. So maybe they hop on board, maybe they don't go gangbusters, but you get them warmed up, get them going so that for the fall they can get to lead, and then they're at the perfect opportunity to then get the fall incentive. Okay, not saying that they can't get the summer incentive, but it's like just perfect because we're always constantly trying to earn a trip now, so it's going to be really, really, really cool. Team members. I really cannot stress enough that if you want your paycheck to grow and if you want your team to grow, you have to add frontline. If you stop adding frontline, your business like literally stops. So if we don't add the frontline, then we just not going to grow. You're just not going to get paid at the higher titles, and that's where your points are coming from. Also, training those consultants to make sure that they are doing the best that they can. There's a mentor guide that is in either my group or Jennifer's Facebook group that you guys can print off and start with every single person that you do or that you sponsor. When it has like their name, their ID, their join date, their address, it has every single thing that you would want on here. It's 3 pages long, and you just fill it out. But the coolest thing is it gives you opportunities and suggestions of when to check in with your person. A welcome interview. It does have links. This is Katie Farner's sheet that she shared with us in another training that Jennifer and I did. And it's pretty cool. Have them watch some of the videos that she has. It talks about a list of 100. Find out what their why is. What's the best way to communicate with them? Inviting guests in to their launch party. When is their launch party? How to do a workstation tour, that sort of thing. So it gives you every little step that you need to do to talk with them to make sure that you are getting them off on the right foot. So you know exactly when their 15-day is up, when their 70-day is up. It asks what is the best way to communicate with them? Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's text, maybe it's person, maybe in person, maybe it's on the phone, whatever it is, then okay? Because a lot of times I'm starting to see people oh, she just signed up underneath me and I have no idea who she is, or I have no idea who he is. So, which is great and fabulous. But if we never start that conversation with them about how they want to work their business, what their why is, maybe they just did it because they wanted a discount, that's totally fine. But we just need to know that so that we can make sure that we get them as much information as they need. And it's okay if you have people that just place the $200 every 3 months. They're totally cool. They work, they're great for your business. So don't be discouraged that if someone does that, because it's okay. You never know when they might all of a sudden switch and might want something more out of their business. So watch for that, and don't be sad about it, or thinking like, oh, I'm never going to do anything. You never know when they're going to place that $200 an order that will push you to the next level, or that sort of thing. So check over that. That is in my team page, and I know Jennifer has it as well. If not, I'll get it to her. But there's just so much. Talking about like Scent and Warmer of the Month. There should be a thing about follow-up, and we're going to have Miss Missy Silcox come on here pretty shortly. Not today, but soonish, and talk about follow-up, because I think follow-up is so huge. And I've started a new follow-up program that I've never done a follow-up program, and I've never ever done very well with it. But just in the last like 2 months, it's amazing how much more business I've been getting. And it's awesome. So, and I might not be getting the business from the person that I contacted, but it's like I contact people, and then all of a sudden I find new people that need Scentsy. Or like tonight, I just got a message from my neighbor that I bought. She does lip scents, and I bought some lip scents from her not too long ago, and I just asked her if she had any, and she said, any Scentsy? And she's like, nope, I didn't. And I just left it at that. And guess what? Who messaged me today? My neighbor, wanting to come and see some warmers and how it all works. So you don't have to be pushy. You don't have to like shove it in people's faces, but just start opening up those conversations and not being afraid if they say no, because it's not anything against you. It's just maybe not the right time for them. So that's kind of all I have to talk about. I am 1 minute away from 9 o'clock, which is fantastic. How this half an hour goes so fast, I have no idea. But I'm going to open it up for questions. So if you guys have any questions or any ideas on how, I keep unmuting you guys and you keep muting yourself.
I got screaming kids in the background, so I don't want it to be like crazy. So.
Gotcha.
Well, I was going to tell you, I just did a quick live video. I got these little bags at Target for $1, and then I have this sheet here, and it's just kind of a quick way to get some PRV. It's just, have them fill out 8 people that want a 6-pack of bars, and it's a qualifying party. I just did the video here right before we started, and I already have 4 people that want to do it. So it's awesome. Like, I just told them it's only 8 testers. You're not getting into catalog 8 testers and that's it. And so I'm like, sweet. There's 4 parties that I'm geared up for right now.
There you go. And even if they turn in $100, there's still 400 PRV that you didn't have from before. That's awesome. Good job. And that is the texting one, right? What's the name on it?
I don't think that one's texting. I think you just like literally take it around to your friends and see if they'll order like 6 bars.
Okay. I think how the file is named though, I think it's in texting.
Yeah.
Because you can do it however you want, but I'm for the file.
I think that you're right though. I think the file is the texting one.
I know, I just saw it. I'll post it on my page. I'll make sure Jennifer has it too. So if someone on her group needs it.
And I announced too, like almost everything's 10% off this month, guys. Like I'm trying to really promote that, and maybe within 15 minutes of my video, I've been a van. It's just like fish fighting. So it's like sweet, because I'm sitting here thinking, what am I gonna do this month? And that was just perfect. So just an idea to make it simple and easy.
Right. And that's great, because you can put in 8 of like the favorite testers or whatever, or springier scents that we have, and get people kind of out of that Christmassy holiday scents. It's perfect. Awesome. Sweet. I just found that file. It's called 6 for 30, so I was wrong. So 6 for 30, and it says, yeah, get 8 friends to buy 6-pack of wax, and you'll get a warmer for half price and a 6-pack of bars for $6. Yeah, it's super, super simple. And so what they do is they put their name, their cell phone, their email address, and they write the 6 cents that they want. And then one way of doing it is then invoicing all of those people what they would want. Or you could text them and say, hey, I need your payment. And then you take care of all of that on the backside. Or you could somehow, set it up as a PayPal where they PayPal you, or they write you a check. I mean, you could do it as simple as that. You could put a little sticker on there that says, write a check made out to Ann Scott for X amount of dollars, and boom, done. That would be super simple, because then you don't have to go back and forth with invoices. Yeah.
Now I have a question, because on the one that I seen, it was they put their cell phone number, and then it said we'll invoice your phone. How do you invoice some? I don't know how to do all that. Sure. I know PayPal, I know Facebook. I don't know how to invoice somebody's phone.
Sure. So in Square, I can invoice either their by their cell phone number or by their email address. So it just depends on what service you're using. So whoever made this
probably use Square.
Yes. Or whatever they were using. There seems like there's so many new ways to collect now, which is great, but there's just so many new ways, and I don't know. I like a check, because then I know I have it, and I don't have to pay an invoicing fee, but I did the subscription boxes, and I did it as an invoice, and it worked really slick. I just sent them the link, and then I had to pay the 28 cents or whatever. So it wasn't terrible, but I think it's totally up to you, because it's how you want to run your business. But and two, PayPal, you if you invoice people, it's automatically a fee.
Yep.
But if you say, hey, email or message me as a friend or pay me as a friend, then it's no fee. But
which is awesome. But then you have a lot of the older generation doesn't understand PayPal. So it's a lot easier just to send them the invoice from PayPal.
Right.
So I always, and I know this sounds stupid, but I always charge a PayPal fee.
Okay.
When I'm invoicing people, I'll charge $2 PayPal fee, because that's usually what they take from me to invoice. So
yeah, totally do that. Too, and then any of your service fees are a tax write-off as well.
Right.
So, but who keeps track of that? Oh.
I always try to make it the most convenient. Who keeps track of that?
Right.
The most convenient for whatever. So I asked them, how do you want to pay? Well, I'd like it this way, just because, with me, with my customers, I always pick up payment if they have cash or a check, and I always drop off their order, because I'm trying to make it, even though, to be honest, some days it's a pain in the butt. It's crap, I have so much to do. I don't have time to go over there, but I make time, because I'm trying to make it most convenient for them. And they're going to be like, oh, this is so easy. Katie always comes to me, she drops it off. Great, awesome, I'll order again. And I've been told that, so I don't know.
And a lot of those programs will give you a report of what you paid in fees every year.
Oh,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like Square. You can log into Square. I don't know how to do it on my phone, but if I go in on my PC, I can run a report what my fees were paid that year.
I never.
Do you know if PayPal does that?
I think you can do a summary. I've never done one, because if I'm doing PayPal, I always make it just the friends and family.
See, I try to do
not
that.
Not trying to be the dark cloud in the room either, but better be careful about charging invoicing fees because it is against policy to charge people to use credit cards. I saw that Scentsy policy somewhere that it specifically says you can't put a surcharge on an order to use a credit card.
I did not know that.
Great. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, so PayPal might be in the same issue. Just throwing it out there to be aware of it. Not, not yelling at anybody.
We know that
thank you, because that could avoid me getting in trouble, too.
Yeah. And plus, if you're charging for them, then you can't write it off.
Right.
That's true.
Very cool. Any other things?
How am I supposed to? Okay, so we just moved to Texas. I have no customers, no people. I don't know anybody. I don't know how to.
Kate's got your answer. She's shaking samples.
Yes, I know, but it's so hard for me to approach people and just be like, here's a sample. I mean, I did get the lady at the post office just because she's seen my Happy Meal. But I don't want to just like walk up to somebody random. I that's the issue I have is like.
Can you leave them random places?
Oh, I can leave them random places. If I don't have to speak to anybody, I can.
Okay, so start with that. So like give yourself 3 days of leaving them random places, and then the next day start to like one person, next day 2 people. And you don't have to say a whole lot. Like I'm not super savvy about it, or like I always fumble over my words. I always say the wrong thing. I always look like a crazy lady, like, oh, here's your Scentsy sample. But it works. Like, you're getting your name out there, and you don't have to be perfect. And we have less than a minute, so I'm going to get cut off. But you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Like Becca always says that, and it's so true. Just get your name out there. Get those fall, winter catalogs out of your house. Hi, Tony. Totally train of thought. I don't know if you're on a base. I know you moved from military, but if you're on the base, like getting out and talking with other people. I don't know too much about bases other than I know that you kind of have like your own areas, laundry mats, doctor's offices. Just trying to get your name out there as much as possible. But literally, when someone hands you your credit